Yes.
Yeah, that's a little bit better. I don't know what it was.
Okay, good. Okay, good.
So yeah, I apologize about today. It's just that Mondays, everybody be catching up on the weekend, so I always get like last minute projects and stuff.
Okay, no problem. I'm going to do my introduction again because I
Okay,
am
I'm sorry.
recording, so no problem. Guys, I have here on the phone Mr. Kells Barnett of 5001 Flavors in Harlem. Take care Harlem, Harlem Haberdashery, and basically everything Harlem. He's the guy, you know, he is Mr. Mr. Harlem. So, how's everything going?
I'm good. Just busy working.
Okay, thanks for giving me the pleasure of speaking with you.
No problem. It's my pleasure.
Okay, so I'm going to start with the interview now, and so we are doing this interview to reach out to the youth, and just to focus on some things that like perseverance and goal orientations and all kind of stuff that can help them build their empire. We always look for leaders and everything. So the first point we're going to get to is your background. Your accomplishments are what I call wow accomplishments. But before we speak of them, tell us what life was like growing up for you. Where did you grow up?
Well, I grew up in Harlem. My father wasn't around, so my mother raised me and my sister. My father was a career criminal, so the reason why I think that I worked so hard is because I knew growing up that I didn't want to be like my father.
Okay. Wow.
So, yeah, I grew up in Harlem in the projects, Polo Grounds, for a couple of years. Then we moved to 142nd in Lenox, Delano. Mm-hmm. And that's pretty much where I was raised, on Lenox Avenue.
Great. Awesome. I'm right next to Harlem, but not too familiar with it, but I know a little bit about Lenox.
Yeah, well, Lenox is like one of the main avenues. We call it Lenox, but it's Malcolm X Boulevard to people not from Harlem. Yeah, it's one of the main boulevards, and when we were trying to open up a store, we knew that we wanted the store to be on Lenox because it's such a historical avenue.
Okay. Okay, cool. All right. So, a wise person once told me that in order to be truly passionate about something, you need to have a why. A why could be what's hurting you. In fact, all things we do has reasoning, So what was the reason behind you doing, everything you do for Harlem?
Well, like I said, what it was that growing up, my family, well, especially my father's side, was known for just brown. Like, they were very well known in Harlem. Mm-hmm. So growing up, me and my sister knew we didn't want to do that. So, like, we usually attribute a lot of our success to each other because I watched her grow up. She was older than me, and then I followed in her footsteps. I went to college and went to get my master's. Like, because we just knew that we didn't want to be like my father. We didn't want to create the same pattern in my family. So that's the why of why I do what I do, and especially try to help out the community.
Okay. Yeah, I could relate. I read on 5001flavors.com that at a young age, fashion was a big influence in your life, and you claimed the title Director of Marketing and Sales as well as Designs for 5001 Flavors. What was the mindset you had possessed in making those decisions, and how were you so sure of the responsibility that you were going to be responsible enough to handle it?
Well, just being from Harlem, I think that everybody from Harlem already think they know everything about fashion. Mm-hmm. That's just something that we pride ourselves on.
Right.
So I knew I would be able to handle it because I grew up in this business. 5001 Flavors was started by my sister and my brother in 1992. And I literally was there from the start. So I was on the videos, shoots, and around celebrities and around fashion. I was designing. So I was around all of these things at a young age. So by the time I got finished with college, it was a no-brainer.
Okay. So you said you were around celebrities, and so 5001 Flavors is known as a legendary custom fashion designing and styling company. And you You designed for Grammy Award winners Alicia Keys and Jay-Z in their New York State of Mind video, as well as David Beckham's Welcome to the U.S. Adidas campaign. What were some of the things you did to prepare yourself mentally for these responsibilities?
Well, believe it or not, I think this is what has made us last so long, is that, regardless of what the project, of who the name is, we're humbled and we treat every project the same. Like, a lot of the times, a lot of people don't know. I don't know who the project is for. I work through like stylists or through like other designers who contact us. So a lot of times I don't know, or honestly, I don't care who it's for. Everybody gets treated with the same amount of respect and importance. Like, we've made stuff for Reverend Al Sharpton, LeBron James, the list goes on, and everybody is treated the exact same. I don't trip over the names of who we're designing for, who we're making something for.
Right, okay. So you went the extra mile. Tell us a little more about the Take Care of Harlem. Sorry, I forgot the hashtag. Hashtag Take Care of Harlem campaign. Sorry, go ahead.
Take Care of Harlem actually started pretty organic. It started out of nowhere. I've always done stuff in the community, like talk to kids, or we clean up Lennox Avenue, and we just do a lot of different community things. And after a while, I just started hashtagging everything that we did for the community, Take Care of Harlem. Mm-hmm. So time kept going on, and the hashtag was building up all of these posts. So by the time it came to start an organization, a community organization based upon Harlem, a couple of friends of mine got together, like, why don't we just call it Take Care of Harlem? Because the hashtag already had momentum of all the things that we were already doing. So it was like the hashtag was around for 2 years before we actually started a quote-unquote company called Take Care of Harlem.
Okay.
So it was very organic. And what Take Care of Harlem is just to spotlight community endeavors and community prosperity and just positivity of community. And Take Care of Harlem is anything. If someone is helping an old lady cross the street, that's Take Care of Harlem. If someone's talking to kids, Take Care of Harlem. We're about to start an art program. We're about to start an entrepreneurship program. We have the Take Care of Harlem Feed 500, which a lot of people know about, where we feed people in need.
Right.
So we're about to start a whole lot of different programs under the Take Care of Harlem umbrella.
Okay, cool. Well, what was it like for Feed 500? You said it was
crazy.
Yeah, you said it was not just for the homeless, but for anybody in need. So how did it go?
Mm-hmm. Because what happens is, and I think that what a lot of people fail to realize is that at some point, a lot of us, even myself, I was on the line for free lunch and to get assistance and all that. So we all come from that.
Absolutely.
So when we started the program, my biggest thing was to not just feed the homeless, because the homeless need help. Everybody knows that. But sometimes somebody just needs a meal, because we've all been in a situation where you probably ain't eaten 2 days, not because you busy, you just don't have the money. So that's why we're really trying to focus on whoever needs it, not just the homeless. You know what I'm saying? Because fortunately, the homeless have a lot of programs where there's a lot of people, looking out. But it's that middle class sometimes that we forget. So we feed the homeless as well as feed just anybody in need.
Wow, that's beautiful. Okay, so this was something you did that, like I said before, you went the extra mile. You told us where this want to give so generously come from already. You said that we came from these backgrounds and everything, so you answered that for me already. Can you recall one circumstance in which you had to learn from adversity and defeat?
I think just growing up in the inner city is adversity enough. It's very tough, you know what I'm saying? And it wasn't, when I was growing up in the projects, I thought it was the most beautiful place in the world, just because you were around family and friends all the time. And it wasn't until I moved away to go to college and moved to the suburbs that I realized that it's not that great. It wasn't as beautiful as I thought it was. And that's when you realize the have and the have-nots, and the lack of respect for community. So basically, the overall concept of Take Care Harlem is to promote pride in community. Meaning, it don't matter where you live at, you shouldn't come outside your building and litter in front of your own building. You shouldn't be pissing in the hallways of your own building. Like, you need to take care of your community. So that's what Take Care Harlem overall is about.
Okay, excellent. So, what did all this teach you, and how are you using it to your advantage now?
Well, it has taught me that people want to help, people search for ways to help, but a lot of people, for whatever reasons, just don't know how to go about it. The beautiful thing about fashion, and I always tell people that fashion is like it was like an outlet, or was like a driving force for everything that I want to do in a community. Because just through human nature, if someone is dressed well and they present themselves well, people want to be around them. And people want to be around them, they want to hear what they got to say. So I learned a long time ago to use all of these things to my advantage. If people want to hang around me, then let me do some good for the community. So it's almost like I'm using my popularity to help out the community.
Wow, awesome. Okay, so point 5 is about internal and external forces. This may not have anything to do with what you do, but in a way it does. What, in your opinion, is a great example of an internal and an external force?
An internal force would be, I would say, probably family.
Mm-hmm.
External would be the community. And through all of the stuff that we do, Take Care Harlem is now expanding to the Bronx and Brooklyn in the beginning of May, and Queens in July. So we're going to do Take Care of the Bronx, Take Care of Brooklyn, the beginning of May, and that's external because literally people from Brooklyn and Bronx are like, oh, let's bring it here. Like, let's bring that same mindset of what we're doing in Harlem to Bronx and Brooklyn. Because Take Care Harlem is about Harlem, but it's really about community. So we're reaching out to whoever wants to help out their community and show them how we do it.
Okay, well, maybe we can take care of Mount Vernon too.
Yeah, no, we doing all of, like, I've been in talks with people to bring it to Take Care of New Jersey, everywhere. It's just, we got to do it step by step. There's a lot of work that goes into it. It's not as easy as I don't know if we make it look easy, but it's not as easy as it looks.
Yeah, definitely. I seen the pictures from the ball that you guys just had, Harlem Haberdashery, right?
Yes.
How was it? How did that go?
It was, believe it or not, Take Care Harlem, the Take Care Harlem event we did to the Feed 500, that's what brought that event about.
Okay.
They literally walked in to the store one day and were like, oh, is this Take Care Harlem? I was like, yeah. Then we just built a partnership from there. We were like, oh, we do a black tie every year. It's like, do it at the hospital. And that's how that came about. Wow. So that was technically a Take Care Harlem event because all of the proceeds went back to the hospital. Mm-hmm. And we're launching a whole bunch of art programs under Take Care Harlem there.
Now, did you guys make the clothing for the people who attended?
Yeah.
Oh,
at least 50% of the people had on 5,001 Flavors Harlem Haberdashery.
Wow, yeah. And those were some amazing outfits. I must say, you guys got great style.
And we do black ties for fun. Like, if I could do a black tie every week, I would. It's so much fun. It's nice to dress up and hang out with your friends, and everybody's dressed up. It's dope.
Yeah. I can imagine. So you've already told us so much, but what is one thing that you'd tell to the young men and young women pursuing their dream?
That anything is doable, and it's something that I've adopted called the incorruptible dream. And what that means is that whatever your dream is, you can't let outside forces or friends, family, even sometimes your boyfriend or girlfriend deteriorate your dream or deter you from your mindset. So the incorruptible dream is almost like tunnel vision. Mm-hmm. There's going to be a lot of naysayers. There's going to be everybody ain't going to make it with you, but you have to know that what you want to do, regardless of how big or small it is, you have to know that what you want to do, you have to do, regardless of if anybody sees your vision. Because everybody's not going to see your vision. It's not going to work.
Absolutely.
So it would just be tunnel vision, and